All right, so we've all been there. You're off for the weekend trip, and you want to get the thing packed up, and you want to do it quick. And you go back and forth and back and forth. It seems like loading never ends. This is one of the things that I really hate about weekend warrioring. Although it has become a lot easier since I use the RV a lot more. You kind of learn exactly what you need to get in there, what you can leave in there. You end up with two sets of certain things that make it a little easier. So doing it more often does make it easy, but you can see here, like I'm carrying out items now that are, oh, I forgot this, and oh, I forgot that. And then the problem is that you begin to realize that if you don't um, bring them right away, that you're going to forget them, because that is exactly what happened to you last time. So now you can see I'm going out and bringing out all the little things that I just need to make sure make it into the RV. This is one of the biggest things that if you're traveling and you're doing the weekend warrior type thing here and there, and just traveling a little bit as opposed to traveling full time in your RV, makes life a little bit more difficult because you need to really have some kind of checklist to make sure you don't forget things. Now, for me, I go out and usually do seminars or trade shows, or even go into malls and do presentations of solar systems and stuff. So I really need to have some equipment and stuff with me. So it makes it very difficult to be careful not to forget things. Now, I always do this multiple times as I'm walking along, is go around, double check all of the tires, double check all the equipment. Here I find I had some glass slip and fall and break in the RV, and it had a types of glass. But to make sure I didn't forget the dustpan, I had to bring it back and put it back in the RV. So this is where you get a lot of exercise in the morning. I usually try to do this the day before. I'll park the RV out in front of the house and try to do it the day before. Finally, we get on the road. As you can see, we're up on the road, and it's was a pretty short drive. We drove in from another spot in Florida into just north of Orlando, into 12 Oats RV Resort, and you can see here that it's pretty much an uneventful Thursday afternoon, and we just, I think it was an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of driving, which was just really fantastic, because usually we're off for the long trips where we end up in multiple days, and you end up with 2 or 3 days at 8 hours apiece can be very tiring. Um, and in an RV, is one of the big things is you got to be careful for people that like to cross in front of you too soon. Now, fortunately, this guy didn't do it, but a lot of them will pass you and immediately pull over to the right, just causing all types of trouble. Anyway, it's time to make it to the park. All right, here we are today at 12 Oats RV Resort. We just got here a little while ago, and it's still too hot for me to finish putting up the dog fence. I got most of it up, but over there you can see I still haven't got the panels up. But the sun is just brutal today. So I figured I'd take you on a tour of this place. It's a nice little RV park here. It's a 12 Oats RV Resort. It's north of Orlando, on the northern side of Orlando, I guess I should say. It's got a nice little outhouse over there with a coffee in the morning. I don't know what they got a special name for it. I don't remember the name, but they met me at the gate. They were very professional, very nice. Made sure they took me straight to the site. Made sure I got backed in really well and everything, which is kind of nice. I know a lot of people have problems with the backing in and that kind of stuff. It doesn't affect me that too much. I've always been kind of a lucky backer, where I don't have too much trouble with it. But I figured it's probably really good for most people. But as you can see, I mean, there are a few regulars here, and I believe it is a senior park, so there's not really a whole lot of there's not a lot of kids or anything running around. It looks like that's probably let's walk down there and see what this is. It looks like this is probably a creek or a lake or something, but the waters have receded pretty far back, so it's kind of hard to say. But I love the Scooby trees, as you can see there. Those are my favorite. I love this look.
And it's more so in Mississippi, but here even in Orlando area, north of the Orlando area, you can see it. But you can see here, uh, it's a little swampy back down there, and there's a woodpecker on a tree over there. A little swampy back down there, uh, but it's nice. It's nice and quiet here. That's one of the good things about it. The there is a highway over there. Let me see if I can show you that. But the nice thing that they did with this highway is it's placed so high up in the air that I mean, you couldn't hear anything even if there was a lot of noise from the noise canceling headphones. But I'm right here and I can't hear it because they put it up high enough that the noise waves go over our head and we don't really see a whole lot of them. So, and this is, smack dab in the middle of the city, which is kind of cool because usually you get these in the smack dab in the middle of the city and they stack them on top of each other. There's about 90% rate of 90% rate of what do I want to say? Regulars that live there, which kind of have a tendency to deteriorate the place a bit. But this one's really, really nicely kept, nicely well kept, and it's very friendly. Everyone here, the staff has been wonderful. The facilities look really nice and clean. Again, I'm not one to use public facilities like that, so for me, it's kind of a secondary thing. But it's very, 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 very nice, and you can see we've got a nice sunny spot. I asked for a sunny spot so that I would be able to use some solar. And as you can see, I'm going to have probably a good 80% daily sun. At the same time, I'm going to get the beautiful part of all of these trees here and just get to enjoy the heck out of this right here in the middle of the city, as opposed to having to go out in the middle, of a state park or something and do it. So you can see this is all the way around like this. It's very nice. And so I look forward to the stay. I'll be in Orlando all weekend at the mall, showing off teaching some solar classes. So hopefully if you're around, let me know. We'll see you then. But this weekend, I'm just the weekend warrior. I'm not the living on the road type person. But I'll tell you what, the sun is out today. And fortunately, I got the RV parked here in the sun because it's using all that solar is just using it up. So that's really good for the RV park. It saved them some money and I get to use my system. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.